Hey guys, sorry about that. Just let me get some things set up here. Well, hopefully we can get all those other people back. Yeah, sorry guys. My internet actually shut down on me, so I had to reboot everything and get back in here. Hey, if one of you guys wouldn't mind, if you could jump back into that other video. I think they're still commenting on there. If you just wanted to post the link for this one. Mark, that is very true. I'm new to streaming as well as mapping, so sometimes things don't work out. Hey Ryan, yeah, if you guys are on American Eagles modding, I would send you the link, but I don't have it right now. But basically, there used to be a work in progress for 15 called the Front Range map. That was actually my map. It never got released, and I've thought about recreating that now that I know a heck of a lot more than I used to know about mapping. But basically, I'm actually from Colorado. I was born and raised in Colorado, and I grew up right on the edge of the mountains where the plains meet the mountains. And then I moved to Iowa 10 years ago. So I would love to do a Colorado map that kind of brings me back to my roots and have like half of it be mountains and ranches and logging, and then the other half would be crops and sugar beets, things like that. Crops are really common in that part of Colorado. the map that I made for 15 that was out in that area was based out of Windsor, Colorado, which is in like kind of northern Colorado. I don't know if you're from that area or whatnot. Farmer, I'm glad you brought that up. I completely forgot about that. Someone did not mention that, but I noticed it on my own a couple weeks ago, and I have forgot to go in there and fix those. So I will try to fix those. I did slow them down a little bit. They used to be like speed racer ducks. Now they are almost too slow, so I'll fix them. And if you notice I don't, remind me later. Send me a message on Facebook and be like, hey dude, you forgot to fix the ducks. Oh, who just jumped in here? Oh, and they left. I was going to say hi, but I didn't know who it was. Someone just jumped in TeamSpeak. Yeah, Farmer, you probably didn't notice it because they're like super slow now. Bubba, you know, that was one of the ideas I had actually, was do like a Texas map, do like oil country. Maybe we can get the factory script working in it, but make it super realistic. And then you'd have oil and also some farming. I thought that'd be kind of fun. There's a sheep getting stuck at the food bin. I will check that. Sometimes that's just the way that the animals come in. They spawn into the game and sometimes they get stuck. So I might have to change the space settings for them. Give them a little bit more room. Anders, mostly I'm thinking of doing American-based maps, you know, North America. Only reason being, I don't have anything against any other countries. I know the terrain very well in the United States. I travel all over the country, and for me to make a map that's as realistic as this one, I really have to have some kind of first-hand knowledge of it. Like I need to be able to kind of see it in my head, like I've been there before, and I haven't been to a lot of places outside of the United States, and I don't think I would do justice on those maps. I think I'd probably mess them up somehow. Hey, what's up, Cyber? Bubba, there's no problem with that, man. You got to stay where you love it. So I've moved around a little bit, but Texas is a good place. Anders, what were you thinking? What kind of map would you want to see outside of North America? Alaska might be interesting. Yeah, I'll definitely look into those sheep. Yeah, James, I agree, man. Alaska could be a little interesting. I've never been there. I don't know much about agriculture there. I don't know if they, how much farming they do, but it would definitely be interesting. We have talked about cotton. So maybe a southern map could be in our list of things to do. I work with Roger Stanley. He does a lot with me on these maps, or at least on this one, and he'll definitely be working with me a lot on the next one. Me and him get along great, and he's from Virginia. He's actually the person that made the Southern Virginia map, and we thought about recreating Southern Virginia, maybe giving it my touch with the terrain and making the terrain realistic, but having all the southern crops. Yeah, Ed Bart's doing some pretty good stuff with that Farmtown map, so definitely check it out. It's a pretty decent map. I'm gonna probably butcher your name, but I'm guessing it's Sazy. We have put the dirt areas in for the animals. Those are fixed, and so are all the triggers. The dairy cows were the triggers got messed up when we uploaded it, and that's all been fixed. So all the triggers should be good to go. Hey Farmer, thanks man, and thanks for doing videos and stuff and getting the word out there. I appreciate it. Cyber, we've actually talked about Hazard County. We thought it'd be kind of fun to make a Hazard County map. Yeah, Anders, the thing is, there are some really good European maps out there, and I think what I want to do is try to give the community some really good North American maps, and that's kind of what's got me set on North America so much, is that the European maps, you guys are lucky. There's a lot of good ones, but as far as terrain goes and details, and there's not a whole lot of good North American maps right now. I mean, there's definitely some, but we need some more. Hey, thanks man. Thanks, Alex. Hey, thanks, Sazy, and hopefully I'm saying your name right, but if those were the only two fixes you found, then awesome. I'm really picky. I find way too many things to fix. Ed, thank you, man, and I will definitely pass that on to the other guys that are in the team that are helping. Cyber, we have considered making a smaller map for people that would prefer it, and something that would run better on lower end machines. So we have considered doing a 1x or a 2x, and then we'll try to pump out some other 4x's as well. I don't think I'm gonna touch a 16 just because it would take us way too long. But and who knows, that may change. But I think for the time being, we'll stick with either standard size maps or 4x. Hey Doughboy, that sounds good, man. I appreciate all the attention we can get for this thing. Red Devil, I agree with you to a certain extent. I understand why a lot of those maps are private. A lot of those guys have been messed with a lot, and everybody's got their own opinions of them. The guys that I've met and personally talked to, I think are pretty decent people. They're just sick of the drama, and unfortunately that drama pushed them away and made them go private. I can't blame them for that, but at the same time, I'm a firm believer in making things public, and all the projects I work on will always be public releases. I will not be doing any private maps. Yeah, Cyber 16Xs are a thing, but they're gigantic, and they don't work very well in 17 so far. Yeah, sorry WP, I forgot to post it in that other video. Hey Zach, the sign pack is definitely still going to be released. I've got so much work to do on this map right now. It's kind of taking a back seat. I actually just had some things made by Pascal FS Modding. He just made me some models and just sent them to me tonight that are going to be added to the sign pack. And so I was really kind of waiting for those. I think you guys are going to be pretty happy with what Pascal's done. So I wanted to wait for those objects and then get the sign pack out there. So hopefully it'll be soon. Carson, the next version will have buyable fields. So you'll start with just a small farm with some small fields, and you'll have to grow and buy fields and increase your operation. So that'll be available hopefully by version 3. I think the next one that's going to pop out will be like a version 2.1, but version 3 will have buyable fields. John, that's because they're burying them, man. I'll have to look at the eggs. I don't know what's going on with those. I didn't really put too much attention into them. Tom, there may be more packs. It just all depends on who's willing to share. My attention right now, and most of the guys working with me, we're working on maps. So all the mod packs came from other modders that decided that they liked what we were trying to do with the community, and they gave us the mod packs to release. So if we can get some more people that are willing to donate some more mods to the mod pack, we'll gladly release them. We will not release private stuff though, so we have to have permissions from the people that we're releasing from. I'm not going to release private maps and be surrounded with drama all the time, or private mods. Thanks, Mark. Doughboy, they may require a new save game. It just all depends. Hopefully they won't. This one that I'm running on right now didn't require a new save game for me, but it just depends on certain things. So that's where eggplants come from, huh? Hey WP, yeah, I might definitely take you up on that. I would love to try this thing on a server. I haven't had a chance to yet. Anders, we're still gonna set up. We still have to set up the field dimensions, and that's what we're really waiting on before we make everything viable. Zach, if you've got some mods that you'd like to put in the mod pack, definitely shoot me a message on Facebook, man, and we can talk and see what you have to offer. Yeah, WP, I agree. I mean, I think you're probably going to be better off doing a new save game anyways. I know it's frustrating, but I guess that's just part of having a beta map, There's going to be some restarts that we're all going to have to do. Just don't feel too sorry for yourselves. I still haven't even gotten to play one solid season on this map yet. I've been too busy working on it. Doughboy, there is a donation link on my on the pinned post in the Facebook page. I don't really advertise it a whole lot because I'm not in it for the money. But if people are feeling generous and they want to send money our way, it's going to go towards models and things like that we can put in future maps and some future mods that we can release to you guys. So we all do this on our part time, or on our off time. We all have jobs, but and for us to afford new models and things like that, we really rely on donations. So that's on the pin post on Facebook if anybody's interested. But I'm one of those people, I don't really believe that you should have to pay for mods. So if someone's willing and generous, then awesome. But you know, if you can't afford it, I'm still going to release these to you. Cyber, sorry about MediaFire, man. I know there's people having problems with it, and it is what it is. It's one of those things that I will definitely explore some other options, but I just haven't had time recently. I've got to focus on the map, but hopefully we can get it somewhere where everybody can download it. So Matt, the train angles are in 64, and there's some new crops, and actually I'm just plowing everything because I'm on Seasons mod. I'm going to go in and plant some of the new crops, make sure that they're working and growing and harvestable. Also, the animal triggers have been fixed. There's been some texture changes that have been fixed. Just kind of overall changes, like if there's grass in the roadways or grass in buildings, certain things have been kind of slightly moved just to help fix the realism. Yeah, Doughboy, I appreciate that, man, and I understand. It kind of sucks when you're having to start new save games. You finally get everything, all your equipment to your farm, and you finally plow, and then there's a new release, and I get it. I really do. I wish I didn't have to do it, but the only other option was to make you guys wait until the map was completely done, and I would rather you guys have a chance to enjoy it while it's being made and kind of watch its progress. And on this next map that I do, we're probably going to do a 1x, and I almost thought about doing some videos, some tutorial videos where you guys can kind of follow along, and then what we'll do is I'll actually update, or I'll upload the save file, or the newest version at the end, so that you guys can kind of follow along and help build the map and learn as we go. Oh yeah, WP, I completely understand, and we would definitely never sell mods or anything like that. Cyber, there will be some moving trains on the map. There isn't yet. Well, hey Doughboy, I appreciate that, man, and definitely I will definitely be hitting some people up on the server stuff. Hey, how's it going, AJ? Anders, that is a good point too, man. The more testers, the better. Oops, forgot I still had the plow down. The more testers, the better. This is a big, detailed map. There's no way I can keep up with everything. Like I said, guys, I haven't even had a chance to play this map yet. This is the most I've been in it for a while. So, if you guys are relying on me to find all the problems, it might take a couple years. Oh yeah, WP, I completely got you, man. I didn't think you were throwing that at me. I just wanted to make sure that people understood. Yeah, AJ, there'll definitely be a train on that track. I haven't decided yet what we're going to do, if we're going to put a fake train, kind of like County Line had, that just goes through, or a train that you can actually drive. On future maps, there will be trains you can drive. The only reason we didn't put it on this one is the tracks don't go anywhere. It'd be kind of pointless to drive up and down. And also, this map was started as a 15 map, and that was before you had drivable trains. So we didn't really, I didn't make it for trains. But the next maps will have some train systems in them. We thought one of those mountain maps ideas that we were talking about a little while ago, I thought that'd be kind of cool to have have a train system in the mountains that kind of has some switchbacks and some steep grades, and then you'll come down into the plains and go through some little farm towns and stuff. I thought that'd be kind of neat. Cyber, definitely, man. You can recommend whatever you want. Doesn't mean I'll follow it. I'm just giving you shit. Whatever. What's an idea for a railroad name? Hey Doughboy, yeah, definitely, man. Just send me a message on Facebook. I'm not gonna check them right now, but I'll definitely check them when I'm done streaming later, and and I'll get back to you. County Line does have a nice new invisible train, doesn't it? Yeah, AJ, I think on this map, I think you're right, man. I think that's what we'll probably do. Just have a fake train that runs through it just to add some realism, but you know, there's really no point in having a drivable train on this one because, like I said, it's not going to go anywhere. The Wisconsin and Southern. Is that a real railroad out there, or is it just something you thought of? Bubba, I'm kind of a little mixture of both, man. I like some of the newer big equipment, but I also like some of the older equipment, and one of the reasons I made this map the way I did is I wanted everybody to have a spot that they could enjoy. So, you know, that's why there's a big mixture of you know, big fields and small fields, and you know, there's some farmyards that you could barely have enough buildings to fit any vehicles in that would be more set up for the older, smaller equipment. And then there's some, you know, bigger, more modern farms that, you know, have ample storage. Sweet, man. Well, Cyber, I guess that's the name for the rail then. Well, Carson, I'm glad that we could provide you with the Iowa map, man. This is the reason I picked this location. Is, to be honest, I've been all over this country. I grew up in Colorado, the mountains in my backyard, and I still think that this part of the United States is one of the most prettiest places I've ever been. It is beautiful, and the valley. You know, I tried to recreate the Mississippi Valley, but it's just gorgeous there. So if you've never been there, check it out. It's a beautiful place. I wish we could get a map of the whole United States. Yeah, Chevy, that would be a problem for me, man. I don't know if I have that much time. This map already took me like a year and a half, 2 years to do, so I don't know if I want to work on the entire United States map. Alright, we're almost done with this field and we can start planting some stuff. Pretty sure Giants would have a fit with a 100x map. It would be kind of cool, but people are already complaining about the FPS on this map. Pretty sure that United States map would be crazy. Oh, the computers at NASA would definitely not even run that thing. I will be making some different locations though, so you might not get the whole United States, but we'll try to give you a wide variety. Do like a southern United States map. We have talked about the upper New York, or upstate New York, I guess I should say, area. We've talked about you know, some East Coast type stuff, and then definitely like a western or a Rocky Mountain type area. AJ, that's true, man. By the time I finished it, they probably would be. Doughboy, we have considered it. I don't know if the bio plant would be in by version 3. There will be some refillable fuel tanks though, and seed hoppers and things like that. Just more because of the realism factor. I would love to actually have some fillable stuff where you'd have to go to the store and buy some bulk. And we are actually working on possibly having some scripts that would allow you to purchase those items from a store and have them transported to your farm. So that'd be kind of cool if we can get that done. Cyber definitely would love to do some of the UPK stuff. This part of Iowa does have a lot of apple orchards and grapes. They do grow. They do have some wineries and things around here, so I think that'd be kind of cool. And we will have this new version. For those of you that weren't in here earlier, we do have the wet distiller corn in this version. So the ethanol plant is going to make the byproduct of the ethanol will be this wet distiller corn. And you can actually, purchase that at the ethanol plant and use it to feed your cow. And then we'll also have some other things similar to that coming later. Doughboy, yeah, I play the game the same way, man. I would much rather prefer to have fillable stuff than just have triggers set up ready for you. It adds, again, I was talking about it earlier, like the whole simulation part of this game. It's supposed to be a farm simulator, not a tractor simulator. And to me, Giants really dropped the ball when they left out all the farm simulation stuff. We get to drive tractors and pull implements, but a farm takes so much more than that to manage. You've got to manage all of your storage and figure out, what bins things are in. You've got to manage your animals and manage your resources and your seeds and your fertilizer and your fuel. And so I think that'll add a really good touch when we get all that stuff installed. The Alex, the mods that I'm using right now are not, they're not part of the mod pack. These are just mods that I've acquired over the years. But there are some tractors and some mods that do come with the map. Yeah, Doughboy, I'll definitely have to do that, man. Cody, the new version, it'll probably be like 2.1, should be released in the next couple days. That's what I'm testing right now. Just making sure all these changes are working and the fixes that we're putting in worked. Version 3 is still a little ways out, though. A couple weeks, probably. Carson, yeah, I definitely agree, man. This is a huge train area in real life. Also a huge barge area, so obviously, I mean, I don't think a lot of people realize that the Mississippi River is actually the largest transportation network for grain in the United States, and it's mostly done by barge and trains. What's that, Cyber? Oh yeah, I gotcha, man. WP, there will be a barge. It won't be working, well, for the time being, just because it'd be kind of pointless to load a barge up just to take it to the other end of the map. But there will be a moving barge in version 3. The tractor pull sled. Oh, gotcha, man. Yeah, we actually considered putting like a fairgrounds in this version and having like a tractor pull area, but it never went in. We didn't have room for it. Year of the Bear, there'll definitely be probably a limestone quarry. So for those of you that want to do the mining stuff, that'll be probably added in version 3 as well. Joe, I don't remember the message. I get a lot of messages every day on Facebook, but I'll try to look at it here later and go through it and see. Right now, the majority of the stuff, I mean, I've got a great team working with me right now, and we're getting a lot of stuff done very quickly, so we don't really need a whole lot of help at the moment, although we don't really have time to work in Blender and make some buildings, and I would love it, absolutely love it, if we could add some people to our mod team that could make some buildings for us, some really realistic American style buildings that we could add to the next map. It's always been a goal of mine to have a map made where every building is completely unique and different than the next. And I know it'd be a huge uptaking, but I think it'd be really cool if we could find some good modelers that were willing to make buildings. So if you know anybody that's willing to do that and wants to join the team, we will gladly take them if they know what they're doing in Blender. Gotcha. I should have known, Year of the Bear. I should have known. Cyber, if you go to American Eagles Modding and look at that post I was talking about earlier, the front range map that I was doing for 15, I had a really cool oval dirt racetrack in that one. There's some screenshots of it. Well, if we could ever get this field plowed, then we'll be able to start planting some stuff. Cyber, I did not see Phoenix's video yet, but I will definitely check it out. I really appreciated his first one that he did, so hopefully he's got good things to say about this one. AJ, you can't believe how long I've wanted a map like this, man. That's why I can't wait till it's done so I can play it. I was one of those guys back in 13 that was like begging and hoping that someone would make a decent map, and when a lot of the good maps were being made private, I kind of said, alright, I'm going to learn how to do this myself then. And really that was more in 15 is when I just kind of said, enough's enough, I'm going to learn how to do this, and I'm going to release them to the community and give back to all those people that were like me, that, you know, are good people. We're not mod whores, we're not going around, bothering people for it, but at the same time we want to be able to play this game and we enjoy it, and so that was kind of my goal, was to make a decent map that I could share and that everybody could enjoy. And that's now turned into a group of guys that are going to make multiple maps that people can enjoy. Yeah, Cody, we're all our own people, I guess, so I act weird in certain situations too, but I think he's a pretty decent dude. Well, Anders, thanks, man, and that's the other reason I want to do some tutorial videos. I'm still not an expert by any means. I'm still learning every day. I mean, there's people teaching me stuff literally today that I didn't know how to do on maps. So I am by no means an expert at this stuff, but I would love to be able to share what I've learned with the community and give them kind of the knowledge, and then maybe we can see some other maps being made. And I would hope that the people that learn from me aren't going to turn around and say, we're going to go private. I would hope that the majority of them are going to hold true to this, community, and they're going to release their stuff to be shared. Again, I don't have any problem with people that release or that keep mods private. Every person is their own person, and there's reasons behind a lot of it, and I understand it, and I'm not here to say anything bad about it. But this community would be so much better of a place if we could all get along and people would release, mods. But at the same time, that also means that the community has to be better, and they have to respect the mods and appreciate it and not be so judgmental and picky and get rude and snippy with the guys that do create the stuff, because that is by far what makes those guys go private. Well, I mean, Cyber, as long as you're honest and respectful, man, you got to do your own thing, I mean, if someone gets mad at you, they get mad at you. I've had plenty of people get mad at me over this map, and I've been guilty of kind of falling for their little line, and it's kind of made me mad, and I've confronted them on it. But the more I've been a part of this community, the more I've realized that the people that do get mad are the people that you shouldn't even really care about. There's so many people out there that appreciate what me and the other guys have done on this map, and those are the people that we make this map for. Nomad, I agree, again, to a certain point. I mean, there are certain projects that, guys want to keep for themselves for whatever reason, and I get that. But, I mean, I agree. It's kind of like, why put all this time and effort and energy into something just to hold it back and share pictures of it? I mean, it's kind of like an artist, drawing the most beautiful painting in the world, and then he locks it up in his basement and never shares it with anyone. I just don't get that. Joe, I did use a blank map. I did not use any like Dem Maps or Google Maps or anything. I basically started with a flat map and started sculpting with the controls and giants, and just used my kind of real world knowledge of this location to make it as realistic as I could. For scale, what I did is I actually placed some roads and things like that in, and went off that for scale. Yeah, WP, I agree, man. It does suck. There's people that, that will try to take things and make them their own, and I've already had people do that with this map, and it's unfortunate, but again, it's not gonna prevent me from doing what I started. And my goal from the beginning has always been to make all these public, and you guys will know which ones are the real ones and which ones aren't. Cyber, in a certain sense, I guess it was, man. It was made with a lot of love and time and effort. I've put thousands of hours into this map, man. So that's why I'm glad to see people enjoying it. And back to the whole private thing. To me, I get more enjoyment out of watching you guys play it and seeing screenshots and videos and streams than I would ever get out of just keeping it in my mod folder and never letting anybody see it. I love watching streams and videos of this map, and it's kind of a neat thing realizing that they're playing in a world that you created. It's kind of cool. Yeah, Cody, I agree with you, man. I mean, it is what it is. There's always going to be that type of person out there, but the good thing is that everybody in the community, we get it. We know what kind of people they are, so it only makes them look worse. Nomad, what area are you talking about in Wisconsin? Yeah, WP, I'm the same way, man. I mean, I've got a job and mouths to feed and family to, to spend time with and enjoy, and so I would probably stream more if I could too. I don't know if this tractor's gonna be able to pull this thing. I'm actually gonna do the AI extension on this one, and we'll go. This is the last field that I was gonna plow. Is he gonna be able to do it? Yep. He's going to be able to do it. I don't know why I ended up in the rafters there. That was kind of goofy. Okay. So let's see here. We've got... I need basically 4 fields. That's what I wanted to test out. And... yeah, so that'll be my last field there. Unfortunately, because I've got Seasons mod, we're going to have to wait until this is done before I can start planning. I'm gonna have to fast forward it a little bit. Yeah, Cyber, I mean, I think that'd be a good idea. It's not my type of map. I'm more in I like the smaller feel and kind of tight, corners and hard to get around, and I don't like the big farm layouts and stuff like that, but I think it'd definitely be popular. People would like it. Cody, I don't know about that, man. I don't know if I've changed Farm Sim forever, but hopefully I've maybe nudged it in the right direction. But and it's not just me either. There's I've got plenty of guys that are working with me. I've been kind of listing them off here as we go, but I mentioned Roger earlier. He's been a big help for me. Bart has been a huge help for me. Ian, the guy that did Parker's Prairie, he did a lot of the stuff that you're seeing right now in this change. Pascal's made a bunch of the sign pack stuff and helped me with that stuff. Blue Web has helped me with things. CBJ Midwest Modding, me and him talk all the time. He's giving me the buildings and things like that to use. Random Sparks has given me buildings to use and things like that. So I mean, this is a group effort. It's not just me. So they definitely deserve their credit too. And all the people that have helped stream, and like Deaverkins, he's been with me from the beginning and with this group from the beginning. And Brett, who does Blitz Battalion Gaming, he's helped along the way and stuff. And and that list of people is going to grow as we go. But there's a lot of people that deserve credit. AJ, the version 2 one's down right now. I took it down because there's too many errors. That's what we're working on right now. And who asked? Doughboy, this KW is a project that Roger and Bart made. I use it whenever I'm in game. I love this thing. The Jake break is as realistic as it's probably going to get for now in Farm Sim. It's a little off, but it actually slows you down and all sorts of stuff, so it's kind of cool. Alright, what can we do now until that... well, I guess we could actually go help him plow so we can get this done quicker. Let's try that. Justin, that's awesome, man. Glad to hear that your computer and your sleeper is allows you to play it. That's cool. AJ, this next one will be out really soon, man. So I'm sorry. The reason we took it down is there's too many problems, and I was getting too many messages from people, and you know, it's hard to know what errors need to be fixed when there's multiple versions out there. So that's why I pulled version 2, and we'll have version 2.1 out here really quickly within the next couple days. Doughboy, the truck is private right now. You know, we'd have to talk to Brett and Roger, and it's an edit, I believe. I mean, I don't know much about it, so don't put words in my mouth, but I believe it is an edit. I think it was maybe made by someone else first, and you know, so again, I know I mentioned it earlier, but I'm not big on sharing private things. So you know, if it's private and whoever created it doesn't want us to release it, then it won't get released. But you know, I'm sure that if they can release it, they'd probably be willing to. They're pretty decent guys. Justin, that's badass, man. I've had a lot of people say that they're running this map on laptops just fine, but then I have other people that, you know, create posts on Facebook that they're running supercomputers and they can only get, you know, 5 FPS. So I'm glad to hear it's working for you, man. ATF modding, yeah, absolutely. I've heard of them. Yeah, Doughboy, I wasn't trying to say that you were, man, if that's how you took it. I was just basically saying that, you know, if it can be released, I'm sure they would consider it, but I didn't want to get people's hopes up either. It may not be possible to be released. So that's all I was getting at. Is version 2 multiplayer compatible? It should be. I've played it on the game version of multiplayer, and there's actually some people right in the stream right now in the comments that have talked about putting it on servers, and it's been running great. So I would help you if I could, man, with that HP. There's actually someone on another Facebook page that was mad that their game wasn't or the map wasn't working, and then we found out that they were using an HP. And no offense, but it's kind of hard to run any game on those things. Wow, I'm glad it does run it. James, gotcha, man. Yeah, and who knows? It could have come from that site. I don't know. That's why I was saying, I don't want anyone to get confused with what I'm saying, because I don't know much about it. I just know that it's an edit that the one that I have is an edit that Bart and Roger did. And I probably shouldn't have chose this row to go down, because I'm going to screw my AI guy up here in a second. We're playing chicken, FS style. Here, we'll go this way and see if he'll recognize the change here. Is he going to be able to pull it off? Yep. Frost, you probably will have to start a new save game, unfortunately, man. But like I said earlier, just feel lucky, because I haven't even gotten a chance to actually play a game where I've needed to worry about saving it. So it's one of the bad things about a beta, but I wanted you guys to be able to enjoy it while it was being made. So it's one of the trade-offs. You're gonna have to probably do some save game restarts. And I probably shouldn't have done that either. I keep forgetting this AI guy is helping me, so here I'm going to go back to that other side. Justin, any of that kind of stuff that is going in will be put in version 3. There will be some producible type items or products going in version 3. I have not checked out Oregon Springs yet, although one of the guys that works with me in our group just was sharing some screenshots with me earlier. He sounded like he was pretty excited about it, but I haven't tried it yet. Cody, I don't actually use Courseplay, man. I would have no idea how to set it up, so I'm sorry, man, but I just don't use it. The guy that I'm using right now, this AI guy, wherever he went, I guess he's probably in the trees. I don't even see him. That is actually using the AI extension mod, which works beautifully on this map. We've been testing it out the last couple days. All you have to do is install the mod, hit H, and it reads your fields and keeps to the terrain. So that's what I use. I don't know how to set up Courseplay. I've never really had the time to learn it. Cyber, that'd be pretty cool, man, if we could have the water get higher. There is some seasons mod tweaks that are going to be coming in. Like, we don't have the map is fully playable on seasons. I'm playing it on it right now, but we don't have like frozen lakes in yet. And like you can see, these bushes are pretty green right now when the trees don't even have leaves on them. So those things will get changed as we go. But I don't know if water's possible. I don't know if we can move it with rain or not. I know you could probably make it higher during certain seasons. We could make it higher in spring and lower in fall, but I don't know if we could make it raise with the rain. Everybody wants mud. We'll probably be adding mud because everybody wants it. I was never really a big fan of it. I thought it was kind of overkill myself, but there's a lot of people that like it. Cody, yeah, the AI extension works great, man. It's not perfect. There's times where it gets messed up and does something wrong. But as you can see, that the AI guy that I have working right now, we can't see him because for some reason I just changed my settings for my draw distances, and it's really low right now apparently. But it works pretty good. Cyber, a snowmobile would be pretty awesome, man. We were actually just talking about that the other day in the mod group. We were talking about how a snowmobile would be pretty cool. James, I'll probably get it, but the only reason I want it is I really haven't done a whole lot of research on it, but it looks like the cows that they have implemented in that new one might be beef cow. And if that's true, I'll probably buy the extension just so I can figure out how to get beef cow in this map and other maps. I think that's one thing we've been lacking big time. We need some beef cows. I know there's mods out there to do it, but they don't do it the way that I want to do it. Yeah, Cody, actually I'll skip over to this other tractor. This is, oop, just passed him. This guy's running on the AI extension right now. I'm not controlling him at all. He's doing it all. And they will actually follow the train. They'll make turns. You know, he'll get kind of screwy right here because it's such a short path, but they do a pretty good job. He's going really slow right now because it's such a small spot, but he'll turn around and go back up that left side. Traffic is going to be added. I can never say it right, but the guy that has the Facebook page, Bronkema Toys, I believe it is, he's been doing an edit of this map for a while now, and he's got all the traffic splines done. And I just asked him the other day if he'd be willing to give us the traffic splines so we could get them added in. That way we don't have to worry about it, because we just don't have time to add those types of features when we're trying to do all this other stuff. And he agreed. He said that he'd probably be able to get it sent over, so we should be having traffic here soon. Is there a menu to... Yeah, there is a menu, if I can remember which one it is. Is it Shift H? Yeah, here you go. Shift H opens it up, so you can change all the settings. You can have them start on the left or right. You can do the headlands. You can have them on or off, and you can actually change the width, and that width will actually change depending on what tractor you're in. So like right now, because I'm pulling this certain plow, this is going to be set up just for this plow. You can have manual steering on, all these different things to change. So it works pretty good. Like I said, it's not perfect, but it's a lot easier for me than to have to learn how to use Courseplay. Scoby or Scobe, whatever, I don't really know yet if chickens. I'm sure that you can probably do it with a factory script. But as far as the stock chickens go, they're pretty limited right now. You just basically have them. You don't have to buy them. You don't sell them. You just have them, and they make eggs. Cyber, I actually thought about that, man. Doing the signs. If anybody that's from Iowa knows the snowmobile signs in the ditches, they're everywhere, and they actually have like little traffic signs that tell the snowmobilers where they can go and can't go. And so I thought that'd be kind of cool to add that to the ditches. There is a train getting added, Justin, but it's just going to be a fake train on this map. This map was originally made for 15, and there just was no drivable train then. So the next maps that we do, though, there will be some maps that do have the drivable trains. I'm gonna move this guy out of my way here. Hey, Ashley, thanks. And Keith Cat, I actually did the train myself. A lot of people don't believe me, but I'll do some tutorials and show you guys how I did it. I didn't use Google Maps or DEM or anything like that. I sculpted this entire map by hand. An Amtrak train, that would be definitely doable. Have to be a pretty big map though. A Pacific Northwest map that focuses on dairy and logging. Justin, I don't know if you were in here earlier. I was talking about a Front Range map that I made for 15. It never got released. I never finished it. I actually had some computer issues that happened and I lost the map. But I was doing something kind of similar to that for the Colorado mountains, where it was mostly logging and cattle, like dairy cows, and then there was also some farmland area down on the plains. It was kind of where the farmland meets the mountains. It was kind of a neat map. There's some screenshots of it on American Eagles Modding. If you go to the work in progress forum and just search for Front Range map for 15, you guys can see some screenshots of that map. Okay. Hey, all for farm bros, what's your question, man? I'll answer it if I can, but we kind of talked about mods a little bit earlier, and the mods I don't do, those are given to me to be released with the map, so you'd have to talk to the person that would be willing to make the mod for it to go in. I don't know if I've purchased any cedars yet. I can't remember where I parked him. There it is. Justin, it might be convertible, but to be honest, it'd probably be easier to start over, just because I didn't know nearly as much as I do now about map making. So there would be a lot of issues we'd have to fix, but we can reuse some of it. Yeah, Cyber, that'd be kind of cool, man. I don't know if it's possible, but it'd be neat. Yeah, as far as the track skid steer and stuff like that, man, I mean, you guys would have to ask him if he's willing to do it. I won't release anything that is private or doesn't have permission, so. Some of the textures were sorted out. There's still some we're working on. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to catch up with some messages here. AJ, I'm not sure yet. We've got a couple ideas floating around, but we haven't made any final decisions. I do have a lot of terrains already built. I've got some mountain terrains and some just kind of general Midwest rolling hill type terrains made already. So we might choose one of those. Pirate, the buyable fields will change in the version 3. So that's just something that we haven't done yet, but it is planned to be done. Alright man, see you later, Cyber. What skid steer mods do I have? Actually, right now I just use the regular JCB, and usually I have the, I don't think I actually, oh yeah I do, I have it in here, the remade one. I can't even remember what it's called, but it's the one that has options. So I like this one better just because I like to kind of change it up a little bit. But I don't mind these ones. Hopefully we might be actually working on some Bobcats here in the near future. They'll actually be purchased mods or models that someone might be donating to us, and if that happens, then we'll get those working and we'll release those. But alrighty, let's see if that, for some reason that silo that I just had wasn't working, so let's see if I have another seed and fertilizer silo in here. I don't know if either one of these are gonna fit anywhere. We're gonna put this wherever we can fit it just for now, so we can see if we can get some seeds in this thing. Come on, we can do it. We can do it. There we go. Yeah, I agree. Some Bobcats would be nice, and the models that might get donated to us, they are really decent. I can't remember what model they are, but they're very good. All right, so we need to try some of these new crops. And now that I think about it, this one might not be able to handle all of them. No, I wasn't thinking about that. Okay, that one does. That doesn't. Country Fish. There are some harvestors that do take chaff and grass and stuff and make silage. They're at the dairy farm. James, the animal triggers were messed up on the last one. They've been fixed now. So on this next one that gets released, they'll be fixed. They were missing some certain things. The triggers got moved around, so they've all been fixed. They work now. Cody, I guess it's a good spot to put it, man. Alright, let's get these things. I want to move this cedar over here, and we'll get the new ones put up here by our farm. I'm still kind of working on reset points. There's really no good spots to put them, so I really haven't figured out where they're going to be on the final, but for now I've got them out here on the road. Oh no, 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 I forgot they're not on the road. Eee. Let me try this other cedar real quick that I have back here. I don't know if I want to drive all the way over there right now and get that other cedar. I forgot the reset points are at the sawmill right now, and that is literally on the other side of the map. Pirate, you actually don't need to reset back to the shop for repairs on this one, man. You can do it right here in all of your garages. I'll show you. So anywhere that you guys see this little toolbox, you can actually pick it up in single player, bring it with you. You could take it and jump it in a pickup truck. And actually, I accidentally have the animation map objects mod in this right now, so that's why the door and the lights are on the same. But anyways, go back to this. So you can move a vehicle somewhere near it, and then it'll give you the option to open the configure screen, and you can actually come in here and customize it, and it should work as a repair script. We're still testing it, but we'll see. So anyways, that is that. Now let's see what this thing will take seed-wise. Okay, so we can at least use this one for now. Yeah, James, man, I wish I had it. I don't have it installed right now. If I did, I would. What I'm gonna actually do is I'll get this thing started with the other tractor. And then I'll go pick up a different seeder. Hey, no, man, I appreciate that, man. Usually I've got some people in here to kind of help out and whatnot, but tonight I just kind of was bored and got this new release and said, hey, I'm going to jump in and stream and show everybody, and I'm still just kind of testing it, making sure everything works. So okay, you know what, I'm not going to worry about that because we can deal with that later. Oops. And I'm not going to be able to start seeding yet either because it's too cold out still. Okay. I'm gonna, oops. Let's go ahead and reset this tractor. And we'll go pick them up. I can kind of show you guys while we're over there a very early version of the sawmill. It's still missing a lot of things, but everything does actually, hang on, let me slow my speed down here. So everything does actually work. It's all inside. There'll be some more details and things that'll go into this, but this will be the sawmill area for the time being, but it's a very early version of it. So I usually reset my, these points, I always reset them wherever I'm working so I can go in and test real quick, and I forgot that they were up here. Okay, so this one's gonna work. WP, I actually have not moved the water trigger yet. Thanks for reminding me that. I did get all the animal triggers fixed except for the water one. I will get that one reset. Hey Nomad, sure man, appreciate it. Yikes. This thing likes to bounce around a little bit. So is there anything that you guys would like to see on any of these future maps that we're looking at doing, other than locations? I mean, any certain like new types of farms, or I just like to kind of know what everybody else likes. Darren, you can choose whichever option. I mean, the other map is fine; it's playable. It just won't have these new things in it yet. I've kind of said it a lot on the stream, but it's one of the bad things about beta releases. You guys will just have to, unfortunately, put up with some different versions and have to do new save games and whatnot. But If you don't want to do that, you can always go back to the version 2 and just play that one until this one's out. I will show you guys this real quick. Most people have seen it. I just retextured this building. It's been in other maps, but it's kind of cool. We'll get her washed up real quick. Keef Cat, yeah, I agree, man. Some people hate those ditches, though. The old FS days of driving through fields as a shortcut have gone away with this map. You try taking shortcuts on this map, and you will guaranteed get stuck somewhere. I do it all the time. Country Fish, we actually tried to put alfalfa in, or I should say Ian tried to put alfalfa in. It's not so hard to get it in. The problem is that there's really no way to harvest it. You can't mow it yet in 17 as far as I know. So that's what's holding back everybody from alfalfa. We would have loved to put it in this one, but it's pointless because you can't do anything with it. I actually had to test this car wash. I've never tested it in game to make sure it actually does what it's supposed to do. Yeah, Indiana would be a good one. Cody, yeah, we definitely need multi-mo mod. Nomad I have not. What is it? That one map you can actually grow weed to sell it. Yeah, there are definitely some maps out there that you can do that. Not very realistic though, and that's what this map was based on. We actually are working possibly on getting industrial hemp put into the map though, because in this part of the country there is a lot of industrial hemp that's grown. Oh really? Yeah, no, I didn't see that. Well, maybe he did get alfalfa working. That'd be awesome if he did, but you got to be able to mow it and pick it up and everything, so hopefully he figured that part too. Yeah, I'm not sure. I talked about this a little bit earlier. I'm not sure I would ever venture into the 16x map, especially right now. I've heard there's way too many problems with them, and also just a ton of work. I mean, to get a 16x map made as detailed and realistic as this one is, it would take us, years. And not only that, it would be. I mean, you'd have to have the best computer in the world to run it. It would just be pointless to me. So I'm more about the realism. I'd rather have a smaller map and have it be realistic than a big giant map that no one can play on. Nomad, yeah, I definitely agree, man. I think hemp would be neat. I mean, we're gonna have to figure out how it would be harvestable and stuff, but we were thinking maybe using like the same the same type of system as poplar, and you would chaff it and load it in like a forage wagon. Is it possible to get different growing stages for animals and feeding ratios? I'm not so sure exactly what you mean there. I know Seasons Mod does change certain things with animal production, and it actually changes when they reproduce and how often. Nomad, that my understanding was that's the one thing you can't do right now is mow alfalfa without the multi-mow mod. So I guess, are you saying that he figured out how to do it? Grow popcorn and no one has tried it in 17. That would be an interesting one. Cody, I agree, man. I think there needs to be more simulation with, you know, things like that. Well, Nomad, do you know anyone that's got it in good with him, and maybe he would teach us how to do it for this map here? I don't know him personally. Yeah, Doughboy, I've kind of heard the same thing. That's one of the reasons I'm not really too interested in 16s. But yeah, Farm Bros. Oops, just ran over my dog. I do that a lot on this map. You know, I would definitely. I'm willing to consider any idea really. We haven't really made any final decisions on what the next map will be, so. James, that car wash is a new addition. It's in town, so that'll be out in this next version. Okay, I think we're ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward us to a little bit further into the season so we can start planning. Aiden, what's up? Okay, I'm gonna get these both started and then we'll let the AI take over and see what we can get accomplished. Forgot that ditch was there. Oh, forgot I had it turned on too. I'm not used to this seeder, I never use it. Farm Bros, I do have Discord. I'm not on it very often. If I'm inside a talk type chat, whatever, it's usually with the guys that I hang out with in my group. We're usually in TeamSpeak. but I do have Discord. Best way to get a hold of me though is just send me a message on Facebook and I'll get back to you that way. Alright, we're gonna go see if this guy will actually... Well, I left it on again. I keep... This seater's screwy with me. I guess we'll do one more row. And again, guys, I'm just testing, so I'm just trying to get this done as quick as possible. I'm not really worrying about doing it right and whatnot. So we'll get him started and then we'll move on to this guy. Aiden, thanks for the kind words there. Farm Bros, the beeping sound, it's either my mic. If you're hearing it when I talk, it's actually my mic. Or it's part of the seeder. Whoa there. See, this is what I mean. Sometimes the AI can get a little goofy. We'll go ahead and fix this one. The new crops are basically the same that come in like just the multi-fruits. We have you got spelt, milo, triticale, rye, and I can't remember if barley's already in it or not. Ian, the guy that made Parker's Prairie, did all the crops here just tonight or last night, so that's why I'm testing them out, making sure they all work. Aiden, yeah, we're always looking for, additional people. For some reason the speed control doesn't work on this thing. It gets going too fast. But we're always looking for some new people. Oh, that might have been why too. I didn't have it lowered. Great. It just kind of depends on what you're wanting to do. As far as the maps go, really the help that I need is some people that can do some modeling and do some buildings. But we're always willing to work with people and help people learn too. I'm gonna see if this field is, certain seeders plant this field okay and certain seeders don't, so we'll see how this works. Ridiculous, we do have wet distillers, and I'll show you that while this guy's working. As you can see here, you can give it to the cows. I do not have it actually installed in the map yet as a anywhere to buy it, although I do believe what do I have up here? Let me see something real quick. I want to see what vehicles I have, see if I have anything that can haul it. I don't think I have anything up here that'll haul it. So I'd have to go get another truck from the store to show you what it does, but you can feed it to your cows. Aiden, yeah, I think you're right, man. My mic is muted, so you're hearing the beep, so I apologize for that. And some of these seeders do also make a beep noise, so if you're hearing it when I'm talking, that's probably what it is. Aiden, yeah, man, if you want to send me a message on Facebook, I'd be glad to talk to you about some buildings and things. That's one thing that we're really lacking right now. I'd love to get some unique buildings made for, maybe not this map because we're pretty much done with it as far as buildings go, but the next map for sure. Nomad, yeah, I know I can use the all buy fruit silo. I don't have anything up here that'll accept it, and I didn't want to have to drive all the way to the farm or back from the farm. I want to make sure that those guys were working first, but yeah, I'll definitely go pick some up for you guys to show you. Oh, what should we get? Oh, what should we drive? What should we drive? Anybody have any ideas? Point something out. I was kind of thinking about see if one of these dump trucks will haul it. See if we can get it in this dump truck. It should work. Oops. Oh no, don't want to do that. I want to enter it. British, it's not up yet. And Sazy, I'm gonna keep butchering your name. Sorry. I will definitely go mute that for you guys. Give me 1 second. All right, I'm back. Hopefully you won't hear that anymore. Ryan, that's called multi-train angles, and it just got added to this version, so we're testing it out, but that's what makes the rows change. Sorry guys, I'm trying to read and drive at the same time, so I'm driving like a crazy man. Yeah, James, this is another Bart special. He does a lot of really good trucks. I mean, this is an edit. I don't know where he got it from, but Bart and Roger can do some pretty decent trucks, and you know, they do edits, and they also have some models that are original to them, but I'm not sure what this one is. I'm assuming it's probably a truck that was released somewhere else and edited. Farm Bros, if you're saying the Ford Super Cab in the mod pack, that's not going to happen. I'll only put mods that get that you know, that we have permission to release in them. To be honest, I'm not a big fan of the truck yet. I think it's decent. It needs some work done to it though, if we're talking about the same one. This is actually the first time I've tested out the wet cake, so we'll see if it works. There you go. Oops. So eventually, I'll have a sell point, or not a sell point, but a trigger set up on the map where you can buy distiller's corn. And it'll be at the ethanol plant, and then we'll go see if it works, if we can go feed it to our cows. Let me just check really quick though. Make sure these seeders are still going. Yeah, this one got stuck. He's still pumping along. He's probably going to get stuck right here though. Okay. Red Devil, basically what we'll probably do is have it at the ethanol plant, so it'll be a byproduct of the ethanol, and you'll be able to buy it from a spot on the ethanol plant. Again, here I am trying to drive and read messages at the same time. One of those sheriff's cars is going to find me. Josh, yeah, a lot of the mods I'm using right now are privates. I wouldn't even be able to begin to tell you where half of them came from or who they belong to. They're definitely not the ones that are in the mod pack. Farm Bros, if you're talking about the CFM truck, it was released, I believe, on Small American. I can't remember if it was there or somewhere else, but it was released, at least the version that's out. I'm not a huge fan of it. I think it's got some potential, definitely. Pirate, no, the sheriff's cars will not give tickets. They are in the game though. They're in the mod pack. You can drive them around. I guess I need to buy some cows first, huh? And again, guys, this is kind of early on. The wet cake just got installed. This is the first time I've even tried it in the game. So there will be some changes to where you get it and things like that and how to use it. So as you can see, it's filling up there. Nomad, yeah, I have heard of it. I don't know what map it is. Someone was telling me about it, but I haven't heard of it. But I do know that it is a possibility. Eagle Eye, yeah, this is the new Upper Mississippi River Valley. This is like version 2.1. Basically, I guess I'm gonna have to call it that now because I've called it that enough. But this is not going to be version 3, but this will be the version that's got a lot of the fixes. The reason I took down the download, there were some issues that popped up, and so this one is going to be the fix for that. And there's also going to be some added things like multi-terrain and crops, the wet cake or the distiller's corn, whatever you want to call it. So there's definitely some additions. AJ, I have seen Lincoln Creek. Random and me talk occasionally, and he's provided me with some buildings for this map. He actually gave me some buildings for this map before they were ever released to the public. So he's definitely provided some pretty cool things for the map, and I have seen Lincoln Creek, and I believe it also has, the new one has wet cake on it. Oops. And someone was asking earlier about the harvester silos, if there's any that make silage. These ones do make silage. So you've got a little gauge over here, it tells you, and then this side makes silage, and you can pull under it and pick it up. Alright. I'm going to go back to that planting because that's really what I'm trying to test right now. I'll try to get caught up on some of these messages real quick. And there goes the crazy AI, guys. I don't even know where he's going. He's just taking off. Yeah, Eagle Eye 2, the 2.0 version has been taken down for the time being, so that's why you were having problems there. Apparently my AI is drunk. Usually it works pretty well. I think what's going on is hopefully I don't get stuck here. I think what's going on is it made this weird pattern now, and he's having a hard time following it. So we'll fix that. I talked about how great this thing works, and then now we're having issues. We'll get this guy back on track. Yeah, you do get a ticket for running the lights on UMRV. Oops, wrong button. Ridiculous, this will be released in the next couple days. We're just testing it, making sure there's no major problems with it before we get it out, so we don't have to kind of do the same thing to everybody again and make them wait. Cody, the reason it's doing that right now, I believe, is because when you use a higher AI worker, it fertilizes it for some reason, and right now I'm not. So it's kind of mixed, but I'm going to go through and fertilize it after I'm done. This is like the worst job of planting a field I think I've ever done. Alright, let's see if he'll go ahead and do it on his own now. See how it's dark now? Because I have the AI guy doing it. It's just, I don't know what makes it do that. Hey Pirate, thanks a lot. We'll catch you in another one. Let's go make sure our other guy's still doing what he's supposed to over here. Nope. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name because I know I'll butcher that one, but is there a reason some of the fields are not numbered? Field below 27. That, I believe that one we just missed. There are some fields that you'll notice are actually connected, and they may look at number 1 up there in the top kind of center. That is one field. They're all connected by little pieces, but it's technically different fields. So it was basically just to save the number of fields, so we didn't have too many of them. That may change when we do our field definitions. It may change to where, whoa, where's this guy going now? He's going to do it. It may change to where we label every single field, no matter how small or big it is, but that's why it's that way now, at least. Yeah, Stacey, I could definitely do that. I didn't think about that. See if I can fit through here. Yikes. Alex, yeah, guys, pretty much any of the mods I'm using right now are my personal mod folder that I use. So, a lot of these are private. Some of them aren't. Some of them have been released, but I couldn't even begin to tell you where to find them, because I have 700 mods in my folder right now, so I don't even know where to begin to tell you where to find it. Sorry. Okay, actually I didn't want to do that. We still got some more fields. See if we can sneak through here. Probably get stuck in a ditch. Ooh, yep, definitely get stuck. Okay, now we want to set this one to a different plant type. Oh, there we go. We'll try this one. This one we were having problems with on the last time we tested, so we will go ahead and try this, and I'm going to change this setting from left to right. No, 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 don't do this to me. There we go, he figured it out. Kind of late, but he did it. Alright, David, I'll try to remember that, man. I didn't want to call you Diddle-a-Devon. I probably would have messed that one up big time. Josh, yeah, that can be kind of a nightmare sometimes. What I usually do if I have an issue with that is I'll put in a couple at a time. I know it sucks, but just put in a couple at a time, try the game, and eventually you'll find a group of them that it doesn't work, and then you can kind of just try it one by one and see which one will do it. Hey, big game, no problem. That's why we're here. We're trying to make this community better and make some mods and maps that people can appreciate and use, so I'm glad you like it. Alright, well, we are waiting for this. I do need to get a sprayer. Oops. Passed that one already. Yeah, Josh, I completely understand that, man. It definitely sucks sometimes. So what we'll probably do is I'll get everything sprayed and planted, and then we'll fast forward to the harvest and see if we can. I'm not going to do full harvests on everything, but just make sure that we're able to harvest all the different fruits that are new. Big game, I haven't really tested much of hay yet, but I have heard that from other people. I don't know if it's the fact that it's a 4x map. I know sometimes the map sizes can kind of screw with that stuff. It could also be the terrain in certain places. There's a way to do it. It'd just be a matter of finding textures that worked for it, and setting all the statistics for them. Big game. I'll definitely pass it on to Roger. Roger does a lot of the dairy farm stuff. He loves playing that aspect of the game, so I'll see if maybe he'll be willing to try that out for us and see if he runs into it. Got some fertilizer first, huh? See if this works. I don't know. This seeder might just be having problems. Usually the AI extension guys aren't this bad, but we'll see. See, this guy's still doing fine, so it might be the seeder, I'm not sure. Yeah, big game, definitely, man. Thanks for pointing those things out to us. We can't find it unless people are willing to let us know. And I understand. There's a lot of people that are worried in this community because there are some modders out there that are kind of jerks, and when people tell them, hey, I noticed this is wrong, they blow up and get all pissy at them. And just know that me and this group, we're not like that. We're all about constructive criticism. If you find an error or something like that, you don't have to worry about letting us know. We want to make this map as good as we possibly can. We're not going to be able to do that without, your guys' help. So that's another reason why I'm releasing it in the beta form. I want you guys to test it and make sure it works, because this map's huge. I wouldn't be able to test this with me and just a couple testers. So I do have some dedicated testers that help with, kind of the early stuff, and I appreciate them, big time. But at the same time, we need more help than that. So I'm actually overriding this guy right now because I know what he's going to do. He's going to cut this corner way too sharp. So with AI extension, you can actually steer and it'll reset him a little bit. That's all I'm doing. Alright, we'll see how he goes there. Dave, I prefer the AI extension only because I really haven't played with Courseplay a whole lot, and I've never had the time to really learn about it and get it set up correctly. But as you can see, sometimes, like right now, the AI extension can be a little pain in the butt, but usually if you get them started, they do alright. It's just the really steep corners that they don't like, but they're definitely way better than the game AI guys. They suck, especially on this map. They'll guaranteed there's pretty much every field you go to, these guys will get stuck on. So I prefer AI extension, but I have heard a lot of people using Courseplay on this map, and they say it's working pretty good. Yeah, Red, I agree with you, man. I have seen that as well. A lot of these maps, like the 16x maps, are even worse from what I hear. But it just has something to do with making the map bigger. It messes with those kind of things. Big game, yeah, absolutely, man. That's, you know, I used to, when I first started making maps, I felt the same way. And you know, there was a lot of jerks out there, and you know, they weren't willing to teach, and they weren't willing to share, and so I kind of was like, you know what, fine, I'll teach myself, and I'll learn how to do it. And by no means am I an expert. I'm still learning, and I still have a long ways to go. But anything I learn, I want to share with the community, because I used to be on your side of the fence, so I still remember what it's like. So I'm just going to get him going in the circle just so I don't have to keep messing with him, because this is a pretty big field and I don't want to have to keep changing his path. So we'll get him moving, and then once we get at least one row, he should be good. Got a little helper with me now. Ridiculous. Honestly, I don't even know, man. It's one of the extra plants that we're testing out to see if it's going to work, and we might be able to change it to some different textures if we want to. I'm not really sure what it is. I know it's like a kind of like a wheat. All right, let's see if he'll manage this on his own now. Well, Josh, thanks for answering that. It's wheat and rye, a hybrid. Yeah, Dave, I agree with you, man. It seems to be easier to manage. Courseplay, I'm sure it works beautifully when you know how to run it all, but it just, I keep saying this in this stream, guys. I've barely had a chance to even play this map, you know, let alone learn Courseplay and all that kind of stuff. So I've been so busy working in the editor, I really even haven't got a chance to get in the game and actually try a lot of it. Hey Rich, thanks, man. And I will be doing some tutorial videos and just kind of showing what I know and what I've learned, and just kind of passing it on to the community. So definitely stay tuned for those. Alex, I understand you. I didn't use Dem or Real Train or anything like that on this map. I actually just went and sculpted it by hand, and it's difficult, but it's not as hard as you would think. It takes some time and patience, but I will do a video on how I did it, just to kind of show you guys if anybody's interested in learning. And see, like fields like this, they like to cut these corners. Sometimes you have to fix these for them. Yeah, Josh, that's what I hear. It seems like it's a really challenging task to learn it, but once you know what you're doing, it seems like it makes the game a lot more easy to run and realistic. Mark, I'm glad, man. I'm excited to kind of share some of the knowledge I've learned in the last couple months and teach some people. Maybe we can get some even better maps started. If we can get more people in the community learning how to do all this stuff, maybe we can share the wealth and keep coming out with some good maps. So. Thanks, man. I appreciate it, and I'm glad that people are liking it. That's one of the things I keep repeating, but I feel like it's important for you guys to know that, what I get out of this, the reason I keep making it and trying to make it better is so that, you guys can enjoy it. And I love seeing screenshots and videos of people playing on it, and I just think it's kind of cool to have made something that so many people enjoy. So I did this for you guys, the people that actually appreciate it. Gordy, the new crops are basically these ones here. And we also have, I don't know if you were in here just a little while ago when we showed this off, but we do have distiller corn working. As you can see, we already took some over to the dairy barn and filled it. So we do have some other feed types now. We can turn corn into a feed. James, on one of my tutorials, I'm going to start as early. Yeah, he's going to cut this corner too. I'm going to start right from the beginning, man. So I'll teach you guys how to work G and how to get into map and actually navigate around and everything. So even if you know nothing, I will start right at the beginning parts and show you guys how to do everything. So if you're interested and you're willing to give it some time, it's not as hard as it looks. Nomad, that's what I did too, man. So I feel you on that one. And honestly, some people are better learners that way. Some people have to do it. I'm kind of one of those people that, I have to just get in there and just try it and learn, and it makes me better. But at the same time, I also learn from teaching people, and so that's another reason why I'm excited to kind of share my knowledge with everyone else. Really, guy, are you gonna do this? Just it helps all the information stay fresh and allows me to hold on to it. So it'll be good to be able to do some videos on it. God, I don't know why he keeps wanting to turn so far to the right. I think he's trying to find the path that he took through the grass earlier. We might have to do this whole thing. What I might do is just go ahead and put another row down and then fertilize it and see if the plants are going to grow. That's all we're really testing right now. I don't need to do the whole field. Oh, Red, I completely agree with that statement. You have no idea. Well, I'm sure you do. But the people that don't know much about G, they'll learn quickly that Giants is a very frustrating program at times. You can spend a week trying to fix something that, you know, you realize once you finally figure it out, you're like, oh wow, you know, it was something as simple as changing one setting, and it took me a week to figure that out. But it's just part of learning, I guess. John, yeah, I definitely need to fire this guy. You should see the other field, though. I think that guy was even more drunk. These guys must have gone out and partied last night. Hey, Nomad, there's still plenty I don't know either, man, so hopefully I'll keep learning and be able to pass it on to you guys. Alex, absolutely, man, if you're interested. I mean, we're always looking for people to help. And, you know, I was the same way. There's a lot of maps that I appreciated, but they just weren't realistic enough for me, so I don't think there's ever been a map that I've played on that I didn't go through and edit in some way and, you know, make it more realistic in my viewpoints. So, you know, and I expect people are going to do that with this map as well, and to be honest, I don't mind if people want to change this map and make it their own, or, you know, make it fit their play style better. And the only thing that I've always asked is just, if you do that, you know, make sure that you give the proper people credit, because there was a lot of time and effort that went into this map. And you know, give it a different name as well. I just don't want people getting confused with, you know, well, which version is this, because now there's another one out there with the same name. Yeah, Rich, that one does kind of have some issues, but there are some people that are fixing it right now. Yeah, Red, I've been there many times. So I think I'm just going to finish this little spot here, and then we'll move on to the fourth plant, get that started, and then I'll go ahead and fertilize everything, and we'll fast forward things and see if everything's working. I know there's some people that want to see this stuff, and I don't want to make you guys wait all night to be able to see it. So we've already been on for a couple hours now. But I definitely appreciate all you guys, you know, watching and following the Facebook page, and, you know, subscribing to the YouTube channel and all that kind of stuff. That kind of stuff just motivates me to keep going. It makes me realize that there are a lot of people that appreciate the map. You know, there's always going to be those people that talk badly about things, and they're all going to do it for their own reasons. But it's always good to know that people, you know, like what they're seeing and like what me and the other guys are doing, and it definitely keeps us moving. So, you know, if you haven't, definitely like the Facebook page and the YouTube channel, and this is where all the updates will be, and all the newer releases and stuff will be on the Facebook page. James, that's definitely true, man. It's a lot harder to edit than play, but, you know, I actually prefer with this game, I enjoy it, that's why I mod for it, but at the same time, like, if you had a hour meter that counted how many hours I did what, I bet you I've been the editor, you know, 4 or 5 times more than I've been actually in the game. For some reason, I enjoy making maps. That's not gonna work. Change that setting back to left. This field they usually do pretty well, so we'll see how he handles. Oh, actually, I don't want to do that. Gotta change this. Spelt, I don't think we have done yet. Do you guys remember what I did those other fields? I wasn't even paying attention. Rich, definitely, man. Thank you for watching and everything. James, yeah, I know, man. He's still got a very early version of the map. He always did. He's obviously got this one now. I mean, I'm sure they downloaded it, and so we'll see what the next version they come out with is. But yeah, the version that he was, pushing out there, telling everybody was Upper Mississippi River Valley was not even close. It was a very, very, very early version. And I'm not going to get in that drama right now, but the main reason why I was as bothered by that as I was just the fact that he basically used deception to get it. He didn't he wasn't being very honest with the way he got that map. And I don't mind that people want to edit it. It actually kind of flatters me in a way that people want to take this map and edit it. So I don't mind when people edit it, but just don't lie and be a dick about it. Thanks, Case. I will definitely pass that on to the other guys that are helping, and we appreciate it. So I think Spelt is the last one. Oh well, if it isn't, I'm sure if these three are working, then the other ones are working. Let me get this guy out of here, and we'll go ahead and fertilize everything and move on.
Love you, Daddy.
All right. Some of this has already been fertilized, but we'll go ahead and do the whole field anyways. James, it wouldn't be a community if we didn't, man, and that's what's always bothered me about that word when it comes to this game. For us to be a community, we have to be willing to help each other, and to be honest, there are some selfish reasons in it too, because the more people that know how to do this, the more maps we're going to get, the more mods we're going to get, and hopefully if everybody is willing to do it like I am and my team is, if we're willing to share it, then this game's only going to be that much better. And so that's why I'm so willing to share what I know, is just so that we can get this community back to the way it should be and get everybody working on the same page. And maybe even some of the really good modders that went private for their own valid reasons, maybe we can get them back out of being private once they realize that the community is not as crappy as we all thought it was. So definitely willing to teach you guys what I know. Trying to catch up on some messages here. Nomad, I've definitely had some maps crash on me that suck. That map I've been talking about, the Front Range map for 15, I actually lost the entire map after working on it for months, and it was almost done and ready to release, and then I lost it, and I didn't have a backup for it. I did, but the computer crashed, and so I gave up for months. I disappeared for close to a year, and then when I heard 17 was going to be coming out, I got back into making some maps for 15, and this map was actually designed for 15 at first, and then 17 came out, and I kind of went over to 17 and converted this, and it just took a little while to get moving. But I know more now than I've known the entire time. I mean, just in the last 2 months I've had some really great people teach me some really good things, and so I want to be able to pass it on to everybody else. James, oh yeah, I was trying to figure out what you were saying, but yeah, it's nothing like the one that's out now. Shade Tree, thanks man, appreciate it. So we'll get this all sprayed up, and then or at least all the fields sprayed up, and then we'll go ahead and fast forward time and see these plants. Rich, 13 might be a little difficult. I've never tried to convert a 13 map to 17. 15 is not too terribly difficult. You would probably be able to transfer most of the objects and terrain and things over from 13, but at the same time the textures are so different in 17 that they may not look the greatest. You know, they're still going to look kind of cheesy, and they won't have the textures that 17 has. And that's one of the reasons I'm so excited to finish this map, is so that I can move on to a map that, like I said, this one was built for 15 originally. The next map will be, you know, straight from the start will be a 17 map, and it'll, you know, just have some better buildings and textures and things that, you know, we can use. And so I'm kind of excited for that one. Now we just need to figure out what map we're going to do and where it's going to be. Alex, I would love help in Blender, man. That's the one thing that I haven't really learned yet, and we were talking about it earlier. I would love to have someone that could be as passionate about map making, or as passionate about buildings, I should say, as I am about map making. I would love to have some really good, high quality AO'd buildings that are unique and different and fit the map. One of my dreams would be to come up with a map that has every building would be unique and different, and I know that would be a hell of a lot to ask from somebody, and I wouldn't expect, you know, one person to do all of it, but it would be nice to have someone help us. Our mod team is great. We have a lot of really good guys, but the one thing that we're lacking is some really knowledgeable people in Blender. So we're definitely always looking for people that want to help with Blender. Also, I would love to learn Blender. I've given it a couple valid tries, but you know, life got in the way and I never had time, and so I always jumped back into Giants and just said, I'll learn later, and I just haven't been able to find any tutorials that really speak to me. So I would love to, you know, have someone that knows how to use Blender really well teach me some things, because I'd probably make tons of buildings for this map. Yeah, James, I totally agree with that too, man. And I said it earlier in the stream, like, I'm not saying anything bad about people that keep mods private. The majority of them keep them private for valid reasons. They got sick of the drama, and you know, they got sick of people taking credit for their hard work and things like that. And you know, I can never blame someone for that. And you know, so everybody has their reasons, but you know, if we can get enough people to come together and maybe change the community, maybe we can fix some of that. That's awesome, James. I'm trying to read messages and play the game at the same time, so I feel you. That's why I'm all over the place. I don't even think I really need to fertilize this field. It's pretty much, the AI guy got it pretty well. Kind of missed the center there, but oh well. We're just testing it anyways. Yeah, pretty much everything's fertilized that's been put down. Alex, I would make another Iowa map. I actually live in west central Iowa, just west of Des Moines, and I kind of thought about doing a central Iowa map. It wouldn't be this hilly and wouldn't have all the the bluffs and a river valley, but be more of just like your standard Midwest type map. We're kind of in the hunt right now. Me and the mod team, we're kind of in the hunt to figure out which location we're going to do next. And we definitely like to do some smaller maps as well, some maps that everybody could play, no matter what your computer is. Nomad, that'd be awesome, man. If you want to send me a message on Facebook, or I don't know if you already did, I'll check them later, but yeah, I'd be glad to take a look and get some more mods released on that next version. I think it'd be really cool. I'm wasting a lot of fertilizer for this little strip. Oh well. I think that's all done. Rich, I know, man, it's frustrating sometimes, and I'm not trying to be one of those guys that flaunts what they have or anything like that by any means. This is the mod folder that I use when I play, and that's what's in right now. So, you know, I understand I have access to some things that other people might not, but you know, with that said, if people ask me not to share, I don't share. I refuse to, and that's just out of respect for, you know, the guys that have taught me some things. And you know, there's guys that have taught me how to do things on this map that is going to get released to you guys, and I would never disrespect what they taught me to release something they gave me. Gordy, yeah, Missouri and Iowa border would be a good one. Alex, we actually thought about that. We were talking about that, doing a farm based on their farm there, and you know, that'd be another cool thing if we could find some good Blender modelers that would be willing to make us some buildings, and maybe we could reach out to you know, to those guys and see if maybe they could get us pictures and things, because I think they would probably appreciate a farm sim map based off of their location, and maybe we could make it, you know, really detailed and actually you know, realistic to the real life location. Yeah, James, never really thought about Delaware. That's one state I haven't been to. I don't know much about what agriculture they have there. But yeah, we're kind of willing to try anything. I mean, we'll be releasing several maps. This is the first in a long string of maps that we plan on releasing, but we haven't really decided exactly where the next one's going to be yet. I've got a lot of trains that are already kind of ready to be tweaked, but just haven't found out a location yet. Nomad, that'd be cool. There is one that we have right now that works with wet cake, but it's private as we speak. But yeah, I'd love to see a mixer with wet cake. Kansas would definitely be an option. I was talking earlier in the stream about, you know, possibly like a Texas-based map, and we would implement the oil system into it, and you could do farming and oil, kind of do like a Texas oil field map. We've talked about mountains, Colorado. We've talked about southern Virginia. Roger Stanley, one of the guys that has helped me with this map, he's one of the people that came up with Southern Virginia, and he would love to see that one remade with some new terrain and kind of make it more realistic. Alex, definitely, yeah. I mean, anybody that's interested in helping, just send me a Facebook message, and you know, we'll see what you guys can do and what we have available that needs done. But yeah, I mean, I really like the idea of this being a community project. So as you can see, like with this field, the AI vehicle extension mod, I mean, it's working great. So it kind of depends on what field you're in. You know, if the turns are too sharp, you might have to help them out, or you might have to go around the field a couple times first and then turn it on. But it does work pretty well. I'm not steering at all right now. It's completely being controlled by the mod. Dave, yeah, there is a plan for that, and I brought it up actually earlier in this stream. The guy that I believe his Facebook is Bron Kema Toys, something along that line. He's made some map edits, and I can't remember if he's made some maps or not. I think he has, but either way, he's actually been working on an edit of this map for a while now, and he's got all the traffic splines in and things. And I asked him the other day if he'd be willing to share them with us, just so we didn't have to take the time to do it, and he said he was fine with that. So as long as he's still willing and we can get those from him, we'll have traffic added pretty quickly. And he's also got some trains working on the map. James, gotcha. Yeah, that would be cool. You know, honestly, if I were making this map for myself, I would have probably chosen the old farm that I've been doing the stream on right now, this farm over that direction. I would have made that probably the dairy farm and made a smaller dairy farm. But a lot of the guys that are in the team that have helped me tremendously on this map, they are big, you know, dairy farmers. They love doing the dairy farms in this map, or in any map in Farm Sim, and so that's why we added the big giant dairy, just to it was my way of saying thanks to them for teaching me what they did. You'll also notice a lot of these farms on this map have names, and those names all correspond with people that have helped me on the map. I've tried to add some personal touches to just as a way to say thank you to them. So like Stanley Dairy Farms, that would be Roger Stanley, and he's a big, you know, he loves the dairy stuff, so that's why we put the big dairy farm in. And I guess I don't really need to fertilize this one because it's already been done since he's doing a good job, so don't need to really waste our time with that. Sean, the update's going to be pretty soon. It won't be version 3, it'll be version like 2.1. It'll have train angles, it'll have everything that this stream is testing right now. It'll have the wet cake and the distilled corn and all that stuff. The animals have all been fixed. There were some issues with the triggers, so certain triggers for the animals weren't working. That'll all be fixed. And then just some minor like grass and roads, and there were some spots where the grass was in some buildings that I'd missed, so that stuff will be taken out. There were some tip collision issues with the commodity barn at the dairy. That's fixed. A lot of fixes are going into this one, but it won't be version 3. Version 3 is still a little ways out, and that'll include all of the like factory scripts and you know, possibly some additional production type things that you'll have to produce. So that'll all come in version 3. James, yeah, I agree, man. I actually use a lot of the older stuff when I play. Right now, I'm just kind of testing, trying to get everything working. So I'm not really. This stream is not usually how I actually play the game, but I've got a lot of older tractors I use. Brandon, I have heard a lot of people, mention the railroad crossings, and I will tweak them a little bit. I'm kind of mixed on it because in real life, railroad crossings are not flat. I mean, they're usually pretty rough to get over, especially in this part of the state that this map's based on. It's kind of an older part of the state, and the railroad crossings can be pretty rough at times. But I will fix them just for gameplay. That way people aren't getting caught up on them, because there are some mods like trailers and things that are having a difficult time with them. So that'll definitely be fixed in this version that comes out here in a couple days. But as you guys can see right now, I mean, the AI is working perfectly on this field. It just, if they don't get started perfect, it ends up messing the whole field up, and they act drunk. So that's why sometimes you gotta help them. Keith Cat, I agree, dude. I think that would be cool. I've kind of implemented that in this map. I mean, all of the storage bins are self-contained, so whatever you dump in them, that's what's going to stay in them. So, I mean, you could play this map on multiplayer. Every farm on this map is set up with doors and lights and barns that you can park in and all that kind of stuff. So you technically you could have 6 people playing a multiplayer version, or mode of this game, and you could all have your own farms and your own storage. As far as accounting goes, though, that would be hard to do. You wouldn't necessarily be able to. It would take some scripting of the game, and I don't know if it's even possible to get the accounting set up to work that way. Yeah, James, it was just more of a show of respect, man, just to let them know I don't really have any other way that I can give them anything, because those guys know quite a bit about Giants, and their expertise, a lot of it is on vehicles and things like that, which I'm not the greatest on yet. And so there was really no other way I could thank them but to give them a farm or like a building. Like Bart, he's big into trucks. He's not, when he's playing this on multiplayer, he's the guy driving the grain trucks around picking up grain from everybody. And so he's got a trucking company on the Wisconsin side of this map that's named for him. And so just things like that, I've tried to kind of give back to the people that helped me. I think we're pretty much ready, guys, because it's getting later. I might just go ahead and pull this guy out of the field. We'll fast forward it, make sure that all the new plants are working. Thing sure doesn't come up very high off the ground. Cowboy, are you talking fix the railroad crossings? Yeah, Cowboy, you must have just jumped in. I just was telling Brandon that I will be trying to fix them and lowering them a little bit. I'm not going to make them perfect though, because I want it to still be realistic. I mean, in real life you're probably going to be crossing those tracks at a couple miles an hour, but I will fix them so that certain trailers and stuff don't get caught up on them. And to be honest, guys, a lot of the trailers and trucks that people have said get caught on them, if you actually open them up in Giants, there's some collision issues where the collisions are set a little too low on the vehicle itself, and so certain vehicles are getting caught up on them, not because the railroad tracks are too tall, but because the collisions are too low. But either way, I definitely will change them, make them a little bit better for everybody. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get in one of these fields so we can actually see the progress here. I'm just gonna fast forward and make sure everything's growing. I'm just checking to make sure everything's still okay. Okay, we got some stuff growing here. Got stuff growing there. That's spelled Milo, Trick to Cow, and rye. Oh, the one thing that I didn't check, I guess we do have oat now too, which I didn't plant. I can't remember if barley was in the game or not, but I know oat is new. The oats are new and all that stuff. I think barley might be as well. You guys will have to correct me if I'm wrong on that, if it's actually in the game already. I can't remember. Hayden, that John Deere sprayer is private right now. That's KMN's. I don't know if he has any plans on releasing it or not. Mark, Hayden, thanks guys. I couldn't remember if it was or not. I thought it was, but Ian, the guy that made Parker's Prairie, he put all these crops in just yesterday, so that's why I was wondering. Alright, so we got this growing now. Cowboy, you're gonna have to be a little more specific than that, man. There's a lot of different terms for different things in different places, so I don't know exactly what you mean by that. Seth, no, oats. There's oats, rye, Milo, Trick to Cow, and spelt. Yeah, Psionics, there is a public version of that sprayer. It's I mean, I will be honest, it's not as nice, and it doesn't have the right wheels, but there's a public version out there. So this one, 75%, 75%. All right, we'll give it a little bit more. Okay. Cowboy 145, yeah, we do have fabric script in the map. Seth, alfalfa, we were talking about it earlier. Right now it's not possible to add alfalfa. Well, as far as I know, someone did mention that someone put a post out that they have it in theirs. So there's a chance we might be able to get it put in here. But currently there's no way to mow alfalfa or to harvest it. So that's why no one's been adding it. Fabric script is in... Trick to Cal is... someone just brought it up earlier. It's... like a hybrid of rye and wheat, I think they said. Alright, so let's go get a combine and just make sure that everything's harvestable. Whoa there, I need to slow down my super speed guy here. Cowboy, we've discussed doing something like that, and we may hear in a future version. If it did come out, it would be in version 3. I don't know if I'll be able to squeeze through now that I've put all this stuff here. Usually I come in a different way, but for the point of testing, we'll go ahead and call it good. Oh, I forgot I had to add these. And that is definitely not working. Oh, it's because it's not ready yet. Makes sense. Let's hope that's all it is. Let me get caught up on some messages here. Brandon, there's a bunch of mods, man. I really couldn't give you a list right now. I might do. There are some videos where we talk about them all. Kay Anderson, yeah, we fixed the tip collisions in the bunkers in the dairy. Alex, the Facebook page is if you go to it's the @DR mod map, that'll get you there, but it's basically the UMRV Facebook page. If you just search FS17 UMRV, you'll find it. Blitz, yeah, we're playing 1.1, and that's one of the guys that's been helping a lot with this map and testing and streaming. Blitz Battalion, he's in here. Yeah, Seth, I'm just realizing that I didn't let it grow long enough. James, the only mods I really use for that, I use GPS, and then I use the AI extension for the AI guys. I don't use Courseplay or anything. Brandon, don't apologize, man. I didn't mean to come off like a jerk. I I don't have the list in front of me, and there's a ton of mods that went in, and I've got so many mods in my mod folder right now, I wouldn't want to have to sift through and show you guys. But there are some videos out there that that do show what mods we have. I'm hoping that this is not just, it might be trying to catch up with me because I've been fast forwarding. Yeah, I mean this stuff all should be ready to be harvested. It might just take a little while to catch up to me. It's the one bad thing about fast forwarding with Seasons mod, it's not recommended. Well, I can't do it now because it's too wet. Still says growing. We'll see. We'll fast forward a little further. It's one of the things about streaming when you're testing. Things don't always work. But that's why we test them. They still haven't changed, so I'm almost thinking it might be just the fact that I fast forwarded so much. I'm going to try driving over to the other side and see if any of the other fields are working. Seth, I do not use the steering wheel. I actually use the keyboard. Occasionally I'll use a gamepad, but the gamepad I have doesn't work the greatest. I would love to get a steering wheel, I just can't afford it. So if you know anyone that wants to give one out, I'll gladly take it. You want to see the PDA? There you go, man. Hayden, I'll definitely probably end up getting platinum. I think more so just because I want to see if those cows are actually beef cows, and if they are, we'll definitely add them to our maps. Yeah, Matt, that might be a good idea. The only thing that makes me wonder if it's not manual attaching is the fact that it's still saying growing. It's not showing harvest yet. Seth, there is actually a donation tab on the Facebook page. It's in the pinned post. There's a link there for donations. I don't really put it out there a lot, but just because I'm not in this for the money, and I don't want people to associate that, but anybody that's willing to donate, those donations will definitely go towards models and things like that we can get out to the community. So if anybody does want to donate, that'd be the place to do it. James, gotcha. The gearbox or drive control, no, I don't use any of those. I'd be interested in trying them, I just haven't really had the chance. Hey Jim, how's it going, man? Keith Cat, the crop was wet, it's not now. Hayden, no, they're humpback cows. Alright, well maybe we'll be able to figure out a way to make them beef cows, we'll see. Yeah, I don't know why. Again, this is why we test things, but Red, that's a pretty good idea. But see, I want to make sure it works for Seasons too, so. Seth, yeah, that'd be awesome, man. Okay, any ideas? What can we try? What can we try? Yeah, Big Sky. I'm starting to think that that's probably what did it. My only concern with taking it out now, I don't know if it'll let us, but we'll try it. We'll go in here and take it out of the, if I can find it. I wish they would have made this in alphabetical order here. Usually when I test I don't have a lot of mods in, but I haven't played the game in a while. I wanted to actually have some fun. Probably going to be at the very bottom because it's probably one of the ZZZ ones, huh? Ward, I'll definitely, when I go back in, I'll try to fast forward it some more and see if we can get it to 100. I know, maps and maps, no good. I actually forgot that they were in here. Well, it's gonna be easier said than done, guys. Brandon, I definitely have a lot. Makes it a pain in the ass when you're trying to do stuff like this. That's why usually when I'm testing I don't have anything in here. The ones with the S. See if I can find them again. We'll go ahead and see if that works. If not, we can always test it again and make sure. I'm not going to make you guys just sit there and wait while I sift through the mods. We found it. It's funny because you guys are all behind me in the messages and stuff, so you're giving me advice, but I already found it. So what has everybody heard about the new Platinum one? I really haven't looked into it too much. Obviously, I know it's South America. I'm not really a big fan of the maps. But just curious what your guys' thoughts were on it. Sean, the mods can affect the load times because it's trying to load all of the mods up. So that can actually affect some things. Sonics, that's awesome, man. Hopefully I can get to that point where I've put 20 hours in. Anthony, there will be beef cows. That's awesome. We need some beef cows. Sugarcane would be different. That'd be kind of cool. Alrighty. Let's go check these fields, see what level they're at now. They might have caught up since we... Nope. Since we didn't fast forward. I mean, they should be ready by now. We're halfway through harvest time. We planted them as early as we could. We're almost getting towards the end here. We'll try to harvest, or we'll try to go all the way to the end of autumn and see. Uh-oh, I've got animals dying over at the dairy. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I might have to do some testing outside of this and try it without some of those mods installed. The maps could be affecting it, and also the fact that I'm fast forwarding it could be affecting it. So because it should definitely be growing past 87%. Yeah, this one's 100%. Oh, of course, now this one is. Yeah, I think it's finally catching up to me. Now it's going to start withering really fast, too. I don't know why those textures don't match. I mean, this, to me, this looks withered, and maybe it already is starting to get withered because I fast forwarded so much. I'm just going to dump this here so we can try these other fields. To me, Hayden, I'll definitely check out Oregon. I've had some people send me some screenshots. They say it's pretty decent. I think the textures got a little messed up because I was fast forwarding too much. Never a good idea with seasons, but I just want to make sure everything's harvestable at least. Seth, I agree, man. It definitely looks withered. We'll definitely take a look at that. Hayden, yeah, there's definitely some pretty big YouTubers playing it, and I love it. You know, that's awesome. I'm glad that people enjoy it, from the big time modders and YouTubers to the small time people. Psionics, it would take quite a bit for me to go through and make all the fences collisionable. I had a pretty big, lengthy discussion about those, you know, at the very beginning, whether we should make them collisionable or not. And non-collisionable ended up winning out just because of the gameplay. Sometimes mods, you know, can do crazy things and they get stuck, and it just makes it more difficult. You know, so it's one of those things. If you want to play realistic, you avoid them, and if you don't want to play realistic, you can go through them. There are a couple fences that do have collisions. Sean, I appreciate that. RC, how's it going? Hayden, that's cool. Glad people are picking it up and using it. RC, thanks, man. Seth, no, man, I don't think you're bashing the map at all. I mean, I agree. I think obviously something's going on with them, but it could just be the fact that the game is trying to catch up with Seasons mod, because I fast forwarded so far that it might be showing the withered textures, even though it's saying 100%, or it could just be that the wrong file path in the XML and it's reading the wrong textures. I'm not sure, but we'll definitely look into it. I'm just making sure that everything's harvestable. This is why we test them, make sure everything's working. Yeah, Hayden, that's awesome. Hopefully the squad sends them my way, and you know, I know a lot of the other YouTubers are you know, sending out the links and telling them to visit Facebook and YouTube, and that's great. I appreciate it. Well, at least we've won in one sense, that everything is harvestable. It does grow. It lets us plant. So we were able to test quite a bit tonight. The textures are a little goofy, but I'm not sure if that was my fault or if something's wrong with the XML or the textures. So we'll have to do a little digging on that one. But at least everything's working. Psionics right now, the milk is automatic. Hayden, good night, man. I should probably stop calling people man, because they're not all men, but Seth, I wouldn't be opposed to it. However, the crops that we were trying to add to this map are crops that you would actually see grown in this area. You're never going to see cotton in Iowa, especially this far north. This is like where this map takes place is right on the border of Minnesota, and they just don't grow cotton up here. So that's why we left it out. But some of the other maps we do, like there's going to be some southern maps, things like that. I'd be glad to have cotton in them. So at least it's working. We know that for sure. We just need to fix some other issues with it. Mark, good night. Seth, yeah, they probably do in southern Missouri. It's just, we're a little too far north for cotton. It's not the right climate. Well, I have everybody in here. Is there anything else anyone wants to see? I mean, that's pretty much the testing that I wanted to do. We found out that the wet cake works. Found out that the crops are all plantable and there's no issues with them. As far as planting and harvesting, there just might be a texture issue, or that could be my own fault. But if there's anything anyone wants to see, I'll gladly show them real quick. And if not, I'm probably going to jump off. I really do appreciate everybody being in here, and again, I'll say it again, I'm not trying to be one of those people, but if you haven't liked Facebook yet, definitely go to at @drmodmap, MODMAP, sorry, or you can just search for FS17 UMRV. Obviously, the YouTube channel. Definitely hit that like button or that subscribe button for me, please. The more people that we have on here, the more motivation we have to keep going. And then there is that donation tab on the pinned post on the Facebook page. If you guys feeling generous, please do. If not, don't worry about it. I don't want anyone to ever feel like they have to pay to enjoy this map. So, Rich, there is some new areas, new logging stuff. I'll show you that in just a second. Do you know where Fond du Lac is in Wisconsin? Yeah, Nomad, I definitely have been through there. Sean, thanks. What is the blue probe thing in the commodity barn at the dairy? I did not make that building. I'm assuming it's like a fertilizer tank. That would be my guess. We don't have it scripted for anything right now. We'll probably add, like a fertilizer trigger to it. I'm assuming you're talking about this in here. Yeah, it would just be a way to pull a tank under here and fill it. So I don't know if they're, it'd either be water or fertilizer. It'd be my two guesses. John, yeah, there's definitely a lot of corn. Welcome to Iowa. It's corn and beans everywhere. Travis, thanks, man. Jim, thank you. Thank you for coming in here and doing what you do. Coates Farms. The animal triggers were messed up in the last version. That's why it wasn't working correctly. You're going to be able to feed them in both barns now. There's dirt areas, or the dirty areas where the stuff starts to accumulate, and hay bales, all that stuff should work. So both barns will work. Secret, thanks. Cowboy and Seth, yeah, it could be water. K. Anderson, thank you. Travis, yeah, we might be able to do something like that. We've got the distilled corn. We're talking about doing some other feed additives and stuff. RC, we'll definitely look into that. I didn't make any of those mods. They all were given to me by other modders to put in the pack. So I'll look into that and see if we can get that fixed. Blitz, thanks. Psionics, yes, their snow mask. The snow mask has been updated for the changes, so everything does work. Actually, if you guys want to see it, I'll fast forward through winter here a little bit and see if we can get some snow. Just to kind of show you what the snow looks like. James, yes, there will be some vehicles dedicated to the farms, and there'll also be vehicles that you can actually change the logos on them to match the farms. Yeah, Sean, that's pretty much what we grow here too. Hey, Secret, absolutely. That's why we're here. Josh, thanks. Rich will definitely let it snow. I don't like to go full blown here with fast forward. Sometimes I like to stop and let it catch up. Otherwise you might miss it. It says it's gonna snow. Alright, here we go. It's snowing. Now we just gotta wait to see if it'll actually accumulate, because I'm fast forwarding so much. Sometimes it takes a little while to catch up with us. And actually there's an easy fix to this. We'll get snow on the ground. That's our mission. Apparently Facebook is blowing up right now. Definitely send me messages, guys, if you have any questions or anything. I won't check them right now on the stream, but I will definitely check them later. Come on, snow. Oh, there we go. It finally caught up with us. That's just because I'm fast forwarding. It'll actually do that. But this version 1.1 seasons, the snow textures are so much better. Yeah, AJ, I know I can add it. I just wanted to make sure that it's all working. Sometimes people like to see that it works without the cheat codes. So as you can see, there's no snow in here. That's for you can store hay and bales, things like that. Sometimes when I do this fast forward crap, it doesn't let me get close enough to doors to open them. But as you can see, no snow in here either. So the snow mask has been applied. There's no snow in the buildings themselves. Certain roads will have snow, like the country roads, and then the highways and stuff like that are all plowed. And that's just to kind of add some differences so people can plow if they want, but if you don't want to, you don't have to worry about plowing a whole bunch of stuff. But as you can see, this map just looks phenomenal when it's snowing. I love it. There's certain parts of this map that look so real in the snow. And like I said, we're going to be working on getting all these bushes to change textures so they're not bright green. Things like that. Whoa, zoomed way too far out. I was trying to go up, not out. It's kind of cool. #1 producer of silage in the U.S. Yeah, Sean, I didn't know that. I think Iowa is actually the #1 producer of ethanol in the U.S., so we've got some things in common. Yeah, Psionics, it does look pretty cool. And cheese hats. Yeah, they definitely have the most cheese hats as well. Brandon, thanks, buddy. Yeah, fall does look incredible too. Unfortunately, I went too fast to show it to you guys. AJ, there will be ice on the waters in version 3. There will be ice added. Probably not to the river. The Mississippi doesn't necessarily freeze completely, but there will be ice on the ponds and stuff. Coates Farms, you can sell the eggs. I'm stuck on something. Come on. Stuck in a backyard. Uh-oh. I'll just teleport to it. So I can't remember if it's the spinnery. No, it's not the spinnery, but that'll put me close. Oh, and of course this is going to spawn me in the middle of a building. Okay, so I'll get you guys over there. So behind the little shop here, the Aspen Market, this building, you're going to find a spot to sell eggs. And then the spinnery is actually back here. Yeah, Rich, I love this part of the country. It's a really neat place. Jim, the sell point does not load actual barges at this point. It loads a fake barge, as you can see there, but it doesn't actually load a barge that'll move yet. Psionics, there's some plans to add some snowplows to the mod pack. What I've noticed, one of the plows that I typically use myself is the it's actually not designed to be a snowplow necessarily. I use I can't remember if it's, which one is it, especially if I'm using a wheel loader. Oh, I can't remember which one it is now. If I didn't have all my mods in, I'd be able to show you, because it's one of the stock, but it's actually one of the stock plows for silage. I thought it was in levelers. It might be. I might just not be picking the right one, but it actually works pretty well. Working streetlights. Yep, the streetlights work as long as you have the mod that's in the required mod folder. So if I can get through here, so you actually notice that they will change. That one just changed to red there, and all these also change. So that one's green at the moment. It'll change to yellow and then red. That's just the way it's scripted, I guess. $2,400 in fines so far. Sorry about that, Anderson. Matthew, there will be ice on the waters. It would be very difficult to make the textures of the buildings change. It's doable, but it'd be pretty hard to do all the texturing and modeling of that. But it would. I agree. It'd be neat. Maybe on a smaller map. I don't think I'd want to tackle that on this one. K. Anderson, is the map upside down? Yes, it is, and that will actually hopefully be fixed in this next 2.1 version. When I made the map, I really wasn't paying attention to where the sun was and all that stuff, and then after I got too far along, I realized it was on the wrong side. But I will be fixing that hopefully. The textures for the traffic lights, we are going to try to update those. They are still 15 textures, the light coronas, and that's why they're showing up kind of goofy. Yeah, K. Anderson, that bothers me so much, the fact that it's upside down. Trust me, it has bothered me from day one. And especially when I watch videos of people playing the map and they're like, yeah, just go north or go south, and I'm like, no, that's wrong. But obviously it's not their fault. Sean, what buildings had the Wisconsin flags? It's probably just an accident. They probably got deleted with something. Do you remember which buildings had them? I think there was one at the fire station, and that one probably got overwritten. Yeah, I don't see one there, but yeah, I'll add those types of things back. I don't have anything against Wisconsin. Fire department and the school, yeah, they must just be. They probably got overwritten or deleted on accident, but no, it wasn't done on purpose. Yeah, see, there's not even an American flag here, so that's a good catch because I would never have probably thought of that. But I will definitely add the flags back, and there's got to be an American flag at the school. Oh, I will show that sawmill too. I forgot to get over there. I was going to show, I think Rich wanted to see it. I think that's who asked. It's in a very, very early version currently, so just imagine this with a lot of changes done to it. So this is going to be the headquarters for the logging company. It's kind of hard to see with the snow on the ground, but there's some area to store logs, and then the log mill is actually going to be inside, and you'll be able to drive through and get pallets out. And then there will be some changes. I mean, there's no details put on this area yet. It's going to change quite a bit. And then I'm also going to make it so that you don't use wood chips to make the sawmill work. You'll fill it with fuel. So you'll have to go to a gas station or wherever and get fuel, and then come up here and fill up the sawmill. Hey Matt, thanks. It's funny, someone told me the other day, they're like, do you realize how many people you're making buy new computers for this map? And although I hope that's not true, if it is, that's, I guess, in a way that's kind of awesome that people like it that much that they're willing to go out and spend some money to update their equipment to play it. Jim, I've thought about it in certain places, adding some flat areas where, like there was one idea, I'll show you just kind of as an example. There was one idea over on a farm over here. I'm just trying to get there this is the one that comes to mind right now, so I just want to kind of show it to you. But, I want it to be realistic, so I don't want there to just be open lots just hanging out somewhere, but like for instance, maybe add a flat area in some trees like back in here, and then if you want to use it, you'd have to actually go in here and clear out the trees, and then you'd have a nice flat surface to put a building on. There's some other farms we could do that, like this one. We could put some flat areas that you'd actually have to kind of carve out, however you wanted them, and make them work. So I've definitely thought about that, but I'm not just going to put some flat, like, gravel areas. Roxit, we probably will be adding mud. K. Anderson, yeah, the auger right now, currently the fill points on those bins is in the wrong place, and we actually did that on purpose, as goofy as it sounds. I know it's not realistic, but we did that because some of the augers in game right now aren't tall enough to reach, and so we put them on the sides. But we will be fixing those triggers so that basically no matter where you want to dump it, it's going to dump.